Ainsbury this morning. I'm taking my life in my hands. My chauffeur for the morning, son Richard, just passed his test. This is the site of the old manor house, Priory Hill, as you used to know it. The manor house no longer there. As you can see, there's a few houses put up there, and this is our bungalow, overlooking the park. We'll carry on from here and give you a tour around St Neots and show you one or two of the old places and a lot of the new ones. This is looking down Priory Hill. You used to know it as a gravel track, didn't you? As you can see, all the trees have gone and the paper mill in the background. Quite a lot of traffic uses this road now as it skirts the town. We're now travelling down Priory Road. Shortly we come to a little mini roundabout. We turn left into Huntingdon Street. Oh, by the way, today is New Year's Day, so we're both a little bit under the weather from last night.
That's right.
We're now in Huntingdon Road, approaching St Neots, as you can remember it from the old Government Chester way. Priory Park on our left. And as you can see, my lad likes putting his foot down. Just coming into St Neots past Fields and Pateman's old site on the right, which is now just a filling station. And Huntingdon Street, as you used to know it, I shouldn't think has changed a lot. Until you get to just here and they put another road through the back of the high street on the right here. And if this boy of mine had slowed down a bit, you'd see a lot better. Coming up to the cross, and I'm going to ask him to make a left-hand turn here. We chose to come out on New Year's Day because it's a nice sunny day for filming and it's a little bit quiet as regards traffic. Anyone see me talking to myself into this camera think I'm daft. You're probably right, mind you, but still, that's by the way. We're now making a left turn into Cambridge Street, which I don't think has changed all that much, not this end of it anyway. You're just coming up to the Angel pub and Pashley's old garage, which is not a garage now, it's a tyre place. You're coming up to where Ron and I first started in business, if you remember, Cambridge Street. And as you can see, I knocked the old place down and provided a modern filling station.
And now we're going up the speed limit.
Blue Bun's old place on the left here, still his son runs it. And we're now coming up towards Cromwell Gardens, and as you can see, the old Peacock pub is no longer there. The filling station there now, and also the engine and tender has disappeared to make way for an industrial site. And just coming up to the old railway bridge, and this is where the old engine and tender used to be. Now going under the railway bridge, hopefully. And we're now approaching the new bypass which was opened last Friday. We'll take you along the bypass and you'll see something of the old town view where you haven't seen it from before. The bypass starts at the old double bends just before you get to Weald Corner. I suppose you can remember that. This is the start of the bypass here, which goes over Amesbury side of St Neots, and it comes out near the old Crown Public House at Eaton Socon. You can see Little Barford Power Station in the background. So now we'll take you along the bypass. Just turning right onto the bypass. It's approximately 3 miles long, and it's expected to take most of the traffic that you saw on the opening shots of the film through the Market Square and High Street. 80% hopefully will disappear. We're still continuing along the bypass, and it's Amesbury Hardwick on the left hand side, and shortly we come up to Potton Road, where this road goes underneath on the Abbottsley side of the old railway bridge at Potton Road, which they recently blew up and rebuilt to make way for the electrification of the railway. Just coming up to the Potton Road Bridge now, with Little Barford Power Station in the background. Now we're just going underneath the railway now. You can see the pylons ready for the electrification of the line. It's supposed to be complete in 1987. Now coming up now to the Little Barford Road, which is the road from Amesbury to Tempsford, and as you can see it's just a staggered crossroads, and there's already been one accident. Oh, alright, my son says 2.
1 killing.
Power station on the left, now derelict. We're just coming up to the river, we're just going over the river as we approach the Crown from Amesbury side. There's the river. And another golf course on the left hand side. Wyberston Lakes they call that. Just coming up to the roundabout now. This is the end of the bypass, where it joins the A1 junction, which is the junction from Eaton Socon onto the A1. That's the A1 along there. The Crown Public House. The old bell, and the road into Eaton Socon along there. Now we're going back along the bypass to the Amesbury junction, where we're going to turn left into Amesbury. We're just approaching the Little Barford Tempsford Road again, and we're going to make a left turn here as if we're going into Amesbury, which in fact we are. Just coming up to Banks Farm, and now we're on the old Barford Road again as you used to know it. But as you can see, on the right hand side there's a hell of a lot of development going on. That development is on the side of Potton Road. Just approaching a roundabout. I don't think this roundabout was here in your time. And the road shoots off there up towards the station. Joins Cromwell Gardens, that road. Now you're in the old part of Amesbury again. Just approaching the Cambridgeshire Hunter, which is still there. Cambridgeshire Hunter on the left hand side. Coming into Berkeley Street now, so I've had to put a new one in. Anyway, continuing down Berkeley Street, as you can see we're quite close to Ferrers Avenue. Just coming up to Amesbury Green. Hare and Hounds on the left. And we're just stopping here just to take a little bit of film of Amesbury Green. There's a hotspot bakery there. I don't think that was there when you was about. And there is Luke Street. No need to tell you too much about Luke Street. Amesbury Green hasn't changed much at all. Anyway, if my driver will continue on, we'll turn left into Luke Street. And if he'll stop, do you remember the old cottage we used to live in? Straight in front, the white one? And if he goes up to the gate and stops, I'll show you where we move to after that. As you can see, we had a bungalow built in the garden, which we lived in until 1981, from 65 till 81. On the other side, my brother had a bungalow built there at the same time. Now, if you carry straight on Richard, and we'll stop at Simon's and show Kenny's bungalow when he first got married. Suppose you can remember that place, Ken and Barbara? Still the same people as you sold it to. As you can see, Buckley Road hasn't changed much. I don't suppose you remember that place, Ken? Altered a little bit, isn't it? The old gates are still there. And that's the house that Ron and Margaret had built in the old coal yard. Not a lot of difference in Luke Street, a little bit of modernisation, but not a lot of difference. Just looking across to the Cunningear, the bridge across the river, which is an addition since you left the old town. And there's the old Woolpack. That hasn't changed much. Don't remember much about that the night before you got married. That was a night, wasn't it? Tom Wren's fish and chip shop and the freezer centre, still owned by Wren's. There's the house that Ron and Margaret had built. Now this is Amesbury Cannegear, and as you can see there's a lot of development going on. All new houses going up left, right and centre. There's also a new pub, appropriately called the Cannegear. Quite nice in there. That's the new pub. Don't very often get in it. We use mainly clubs than pubs nowadays. Carry on up that road and you come to a caravan site by the river, which gets crowded in the summer, as you can well imagine. Bridge at the Cannegear. Looking back over the Cannegear, then looking towards St Neots. And you can see in the background the new river bridge, which I don't think was about in your time in the town. Panning round towards Eaton, and you can see all the development that's gone on in the background, and they've turned that field into a riverside park. Through now to where Amesbury's been developed most of all, just turning right out of the Cannegear and going down Hardwick Road. Now this road comes out near the Cambridgeshire Hunter, and that's Ferrers Avenue on the left. I'm not sure whether this was done before you left the town or not. This was some of the earlier development in Amesbury. In actual fact, this road comes out somewhere near Amesbury football ground. If you can picture the old fields that used to be here. And Amesbury football ground is just at 2 o'clock position from where we are now. This road brings us out now into what used to be near the Potton Road entrance, but that is now blocked off. Now if my chauffeur will turn me right, that's the old Potton Road junction there. Coming up to the roundabout, and we're now turning left into Cromwell Road, and all the new development you see on the right has all been done in the last 6 months. This is a new road. There again, I'm not sure whether it was done before you left. I don't think it was. And this is the new entrance to Potton Road just here, the turning on the right. That's Potton Road. It's all industrial along here, except for a few housing estates just off it. Neots Lane coming up to now, which is on the right. This road actually cut through it. Neots Lane on the right. Now if you turn left here, I think the driver's a bit deaf after the night out. Now this is Neots Lane. I don't know if you can remember it at all. Not like this though. Coming up towards Amesbury Green now. Then the old Laurels where the Humphreys lived. Coming up now, just in front of us on the right. And now we're coming up to Amesbury Green, and we're going to turn right into Berkeley Street. I think Berkeley Street has altered a lot. Berkeley Garage on the right. The Merry Boys, still there. Sharman's the Butchers. And coming up to the Nag's Head. Nothing much changed there, is there? Amesbury Church. Coming now into St Mary's Street. A little change along here as well. A little bit of housing development on the right. Coming up to Tebbott's Yard. And St Neots Church in front. We've got to turn right here because they've made South Street and Brook Street one way. Coming along Church Street now. Just going to turn left into the High Street. Old Co-op corner. And not a lot of change in the High Street either. Shops have changed hands, but very little alteration. The Royal Oak on the left is no longer here. Coming up to the new inn. Had many a night out in there, haven't we? And the old Golden Ball. As you can see, the cinema's gone. Made way for shops. New Street on the right.